Good morning class 12. Today in this video we will be discussing about the precautions which we are supposed to take while estimating national income by value added method or product method. Well children, already in my previous video I've explained you value added method and the measurement of national income using value added method. So today let's see what are the precautions which we are supposed to keep in mind. So the very first is value of sale and purchase of second hand good is not estimated in value added. That means that the value of second hand good is not to be taken. The reason because their value is already been counted in the year when they were produced. Then commission earned on account of sale and purchase of second hand good is included in the estimation of value added. That means the commission which is being earned by a person for the sale and purchase of the second hand good, that commission will be taken into consideration because that commission is a reward for the service rendered. Then children, own account production of goods of the producing units is taken into account while estimating value added. Now this means that the goods which have been used by the producer for their own consumption, their value will be added. The reason because these goods are like those goods which have been produced for the market and they do have some value. For example, let's say a car used by car producer for transporting the employees. So the value of the car for transporting the employees will be considered in value added. Then value of intermediate good is not included in the estimation of value added. This you people know very well that when we estimate national income by value added, we do not include the value of intermediate goods. And the reason is because the value of intermediate good is already reflected in the value of final goods, means it is already included in the value of final goods. Then children, imputed rent on the owner occupied house is to be taken into account because all houses have a rental value. That means that the house in which the producer is living, the value of that house will be considered because every house has a rental value. So no matter if these houses are self-occupied or rented out. Then children's service for self-consumption are not considered while estimating value added. The reason because it is very difficult to estimate the market value of the service for self-consumption. For example, you can say service of a housewives. So all these things are not or are included in the value added method while estimating national income. So you have to keep these precautions in mind while you estimate national income, right? Now children, there is a concept called problem of double counting. Now the value added method of estimating national income might sometime lead to a problem of double counting. And this problem arises children when the value of certain goods are counted more than once. And this generally happens when we fail to do a clear distinction between the final good and the intermediate goods, or you can say the final sale and the intermediate sale. Now if we talk about an individual entrepreneur, see, if an individual entrepreneur sells its good as final goods and treat its sales as final sale, but let's say for a student of economics, right, you people have to be very much well defined in doing the distinction between the final good and the intermediate goods. So that could be done depending upon the end use of the good. Let me explain you with an example. Let's say there is a farmer who produces around 1 ton of wheat and sells it for rupees 400, which is a market value, let's say, for rupees 400 in the market to a flour mill. So if we see from the point of view of farmer, then for farmer the sale of wheat is a final sale, as he gets rupees 400 and he does not incur any kind of an expenditure on the cultivation of wheat. So actually rupees 400 becomes the value of its contribution towards the GDP. But the purchase of wheat by a flour mill is an intermediate good. Now here you have to do the distinction. This purchase of wheat by a flour mill is an intermediate good. Now he will convert this wheat into a flour and let's say he sells it for rupees 600 to a baker. Now the flour mill treats the flour as a final good, but the baker uses it as an intermediate good because he is going to manufacture bread with that. So children, baker sells the bread to the shopkeeper, let's say for rupees 800, and for the baker the bread is the final good, but for the shopkeeper it is an intermediate good. Reason, the shopkeeper will sell the entire stock of bread to the final consumer, let's say for rupees 900. Now students, in this entire chain of production, if we overlook the fact that the output of one producer is used as a raw material by the other, then GDP will be wrongly estimated. That means we need to understand over here that in the entire production activity, the output of one producer is actually an intermediate good for the another one. So that means while we estimate the GDP, then we need to keep in mind that you are not going to add the value of farmer 400, then the flour mill for 600, then the baker for 800, then let's say shopkeeper for 900. That comes to 2700. So children, this will be the wrong way of estimating. You know why? If you see in the example, the wheat was produced by the farmer for rupees 400. He used it as an rupees 400 is used as intermediate good by the flour mill. Flour mill produced the flour for rupees 600. He used as a raw material by the baker, and bread produced by the baker for rupees 800 is used as an intermediate good for resale by the retailer shopkeeper. So children, the final sale is the market value of the bread sold by the shopkeeper, which is rupees 900. So children, your GDP is rupees 900, not rupees 2700. So one has to be very careful of avoiding such problems of double counting, or you can say the overestimation of GDP or national income. So the clear distinction is that you have to keep in mind that whether the good is an intermediate good or a final good, and that could be differentiated simply by keeping in mind the end use of the good. So the end use of the good is actually the final value, okay, which is taken in the GDP or national income, not the intermediate value. And this is how we can avoid the problem of double counting. Now the question arises, how to avoid double counting? So children, again there are two ways of avoiding double counting. One is final output method and second is value added method. Now if we talk about the first one, final output method, already I have explained you which is the final good. So according to this final output method, let's say the final goods and services, as I told you, depends on the end use, are to be considered in the estimation of GDP, and intermediate goods are not to be considered. So final goods are those goods which have actually crossed the line of production, crossed the line of production, the boundary line of production, and which are ready to be used by their final user. Now these final user can be a consumer or can be a producer. When consumers, they buy the final good, that is called final consumption, and when producer, they buy the final good, that is called the investment expenditure. The reason, because you know that producers, they purchase for the purpose of investment. So children, only those goods are to be considered which are either leading to a final consumption or investment expenditure during an accounting year. Intermediate goods are not to be considered, as they are still within the boundary line of production and they are not ready for the use. Then second is value added method. As already been explained to you in my previous video, that when we talk about value added, it means the difference between value of output and the value of intermediate consumption. Now, the sum of total of value added by all the producing unit within the domestic territory of the country is actually equal to the domestic product. So our focus is on the value addition. We need to avoid double counting because we are not accounting for the value of intermediate consumption. So children, this is how we can avoid the problem of double counting.